Hey Stitchers, Olivia B here, back for another video. I know it's been a while. I think the last one I did was in September, so it's been like 3 months. But back by popular demand. And by popular demand, I mean Stephanie from Lindy Stitches told me to make a video. So thank you, Stephanie. I could not say no to those big blues and the ginger curls. Yeah, nothing exciting's been happening. I just procrastinated a lot. But it's good to be back. I've been stitching, and I've been watching Flosstube, and I wanted to come back and update you guys on my progress. Yeah, I've gotten some projects done, so I have some finishes. I have some whips and a new start and all that good stuff. So I guess I'll start out and just tell you guys about my finishes because they were gifts. So last time I saw you, I was stitching letters from Nora, the letter E, and I was stitching that for a friend for a baby shower in October, and I finished that, and I made a little video for it, so I'll insert that here. Hey guys, so this is my finished piece, my FFO of letters by Nora, letter E. I stitched this for one of my closest friends who is having a baby, and I'm going to the shower soon. I'm just about to wrap this, but I wanted to get a little video of the finish. I loved this pattern. I think it's such a cute design. I love a lot of the letters. I think they're adorable. And so I was excited to stitch this one for my friend. I think she's really gonna like it. I wanted to make her like a baby sampler type thing, but something that could last a little longer than just being a baby. I feel like as a little girl, she can enjoy this too. It was great to stitch. But I will say right now, I hate framing. I just got done like for the last time fiddling with it, and I can't do anymore. You can see the top. There's more space at the top than there is at the bottom, but this is like the best I can get it. Like I'm not even worried about that anymore. I framed it without glass because there are these big old beads right here, which by the way I cannot get to like stay in place. Let me get like a side view. You can see they're big. I think they're called pony beads. And they're cool looking, but I definitely cannot frame this with glass. I know there's things you can do with spacers and stuff like that. I don't really have time to get all of that figured out. Maybe in the future. For now, I'm gonna save the glass for this frame because my friend lives like 10 minutes away, and I could totally just grab this off her wall and say I'm gonna fix the framing at some point. But I did want to get it as close to perfect now because, I'm giving it to her now and I'd prefer not to have to fix it later on. But I'll see what she thinks about it not having glass on it, if she's worried about that. But yeah, so the beads, they keep flopping. I will probably spend the rest of this child's childhood coming into her nursery every time I go to their house and like fixing these damn beads. Like this line, these won't stay straight. That's driving me crazy. I'm just telling you guys this. I'm gonna try not to tell her this. And these wings aren't the right color. This is supposed to be like a whitish color. I just totally messed up. There's two colors in this. They're all crescent colors or classic colorworks. And two of them, the wing color right here, it's supposed to be cloud, and this light green in here is supposed to be fennel. But when I saw them at my LNS, they had 0 variation, so I decided I would switch them out for DMC. So when I went to do the fennel, I grabbed the DMC equivalent and stitched that, and then I went ahead and stitched cloud with that same DMC, even though I was supposed to switch it out for the other one, and I didn't realize I'd made the mistake until I'd finished the whole piece, and I'd done all the cryonic in here and the beads. And I was thinking when I was doing the beads, it's weird that they went with that color. Because it doesn't match the wings. But anyway, I think it works. I'm okay with that. I'm just telling you guys. Especially if you're going to do this piece and you're wondering why the wings look different. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I don't know, a little stressed out at this moment because of trying to frame it right. I put some batting underneath here. I got that from a tip from Cozy Egg. And she's talking about her framing. I thought that was a good idea, and it is a good idea. Because it looks better than just putting it on the the flat on the poster or the foam board. But my main problem was with this piece was that I stitched it wrong on the fabric. I did the fabric like this instead of like this, and it still left plenty of border, but I ended up putting it in this bigger frame so that the piece of foam board, you know, goes down, is this big, and so this fabric doesn't wrap around to the back on the top and bottom, so I couldn't pin it on the top. I could only pin it a little bit on the bottom, and that was in the selvage. I pinned it on the sides, then I laced it to try to tighten it, but still there's like wrinkles in here. And that's just driving me crazy. And this is the tightest I've been able to get it. I used a bunch of archival tape, which probably doesn't work on fabric. I don't know. Kind of at a loss, kind of stressed out, but I think it's gonna work. You know how it is, you stare at these things long enough, and yeah. I had to take, I mean, it's charted for 32 count. I ended up with 28 count, and still it didn't fit all the beads like that are in the rows, and so I took some of the beads out, but these still are too smushed. So just a little tip if you're stitching this, watch out for those beads. But yeah, it's done and it's framed, and I am going to give it to her in a couple hours, and I'm glad I did it. I really, you know, it's a good friend, and she'll appreciate it, and she knows I love to cross stitch and how much work goes into it. I'm excited. So that was my finish. Sorry if I seemed a little frazzled in that video. It was right before I was going to the shower, and I tried framing that damn thing like 3 times, and I could not get it the way I wanted it. In my head it would, you know, it's perfect. It was going to be perfect, and I just couldn't get it perfect, so it is what it is. But my friend loved it, and it's hanging in the nursery now, waiting for the baby to come, and it was a hit at the shower. People love the sparkly stuff. What can I say? They love the beads and the metallics. So yeah, I enjoyed stitching it. It was a fun stitch. So I would do a Nora Corbett again. So then the next one, when I finished that one, I went right into my next baby shower gift. That was Pretty Little Baby by Satsuma Street, and I stitched that for another friend who was having a baby shower in October. So I spent, I think it was like, I can't remember, I think almost like 23 or 25 days straight I worked on that thing. I was surprised it took me that long, but I finished it, and I will insert a picture right here. And then to show you how I FFO'd it, I kind of put some felt in the back. Here's a picture of how that looks. The felt piece wasn't big enough, so there's the little edges sticking out, but it works. That was, you know, a simple stitch. It's mostly just blocks of color. The only tough part for me, I think, is that they're not really those colors aren't really my aesthetic. I mean, they're, you know, it's meant to be for a baby anyway. But I don't stitch with a lot of pastels, and so there was never kind of a point in there when I was like, oh yeah, I get to work with this color and this color. So it was really just something I stitched so I could give it to my friend as a gift, and she loved it, and she put it in her nursery right away, and sent me a picture, which I should have somewhere. I'll insert it here. So that was really sweet, and I met her baby last weekend, and yeah, it was great. So I was happy to be done with that, though. I finished that right at the beginning of October, and that kicked us off finishing that kicked me off for Dark October stitching, which I was really excited about, especially by that point after working on the baby gifts for so long. Dark October stitching, I'm sure you've heard of by now. It was like a stitch along on Instagram that Emily C. From Eclectic Possessions and Michelle from Cozy Egg put on, and they were great. They were great cheerleaders, and it was a lot of fun. So I did Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. Here's the pattern. I'm sure you've seen it plenty by now. Several other people are working on it. I know Miska Cat's working on it. Emily C's working on it. Judith Makes on Instagram just finished this. And yeah, so I worked on that for, I'm going to show that to you, the actual, I'll show it to you, no, I'll show it to you now, sorry. I've been working on it again now, so the progress you see won't just be my dark October stitching, but I did work on it for most of October, and now I've been working on it for maybe like another week. So here's where I am. I am working on the windows of the house right now, which is actually what sold me on this pattern. I love the Little Witch's house with all of the different shaped windows and everything. The border is 2 colors. It's onyx and garden gate. These are all Gentle Arts threads. I'm doing it on a 36 count linen from Hand Dyed Fibers. I got it on Etsy. And let's see, 36 count. Yeah, in bird feathers is the color. And I love the orange Gentle Arts. It's pumpkin pie. I think it's so pretty. And the other one I love is mulberry, which is the door. And I love the way they pop with the onyx and garden gate. There's like, I'm on the 3rd skein of garden gate now. So yeah, I've got just about, I'd say about a 1/3 of it left, and I'm enjoying it. It's a fun stitch. So that's that one. Once October was done, I was missing my homegirl Angelica, so I went back to her, and I hadn't stitched on her for a couple months, so I was really happy to get back to her. That's Angelica by Lavender and Lace. That's the design. Here's a picture of where I was last time. And here is where I am at now. Those roses took me some time. Those are pretty confetti heavy, but I love the way they turned out. They're really pretty. I am finished with all of the DMC in the dress, and this part right here will be beads, and this will be beads in here. I still have metallics to add as well as the beads. And now I am working on her wings, which I think is why I switched back to Away We Ride for a little while. I got a little tired of the wings, and I have plenty more to go. Let's see. Yeah, she's got a big old wing right there, and then another side wing. And then I'm doing the skin, working on that too. I'm doing 2/1 tent stitch. I've never done a bunch of 1/1 skin before. Not a bunch. I mean, this is very minimal compared to some of the stuff you guys are doing. But I was watching Stitching Joanne, and she was talking about doing it 2/1 tent stitch, and then a couple days later is when I started it. And like as I was threading the needle, I was watching Tina from Simply in Stitches, and she was talking about doing 2/1 tent stitch. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to do that. And yeah, it's going fine. I don't know if it would be cleaner than doing full X's with 1/1. But it felt like it would be cleaner. I don't know. These little hands look really weird. It makes me a little nervous. This is 2 shades, and it really just looks like 1 shade to me. So I'm kind of like at that point where I'm near the end, so I'm starting to get paranoid about things because I don't want to mess it all up. But yeah, I've really enjoyed stitching this. It's really a lot of fun. So that's Angelica. And then when I have felt like it, or if I want to say it's a travel piece, but I really don't often bring cross stitch with me. I can't cross stitch in the car, and you know, it's not always, I don't often find myself in a social situation that would be okay with cross stitching there. But here and there, I'm working on Big Red Ship of Life. You guys know this one by Ink Circles. I'm loving watching so many people start it. It's a lot of fun. I'm loving everyone's progress and the different colors. I really love watching Davina's. Last time I saw it, I think she's on page 4, so that's inspiring, very inspiring. I am doing the whole top border first. It's probably not the smartest way to go about doing it, but I don't know. I'm like delayed gratification type person, and so I want to get it out of the way before I start working on motifs. But that's where I am with the top border. I think I've got 3 pages now. I was highlighting the pattern, my working copy, and then my cat threw up on my working copy, so I made another working copy, but I didn't feel like going back and doing all the highlighting, so here I am. I should count soon, because I think this is I did mark at some point. That's 1 page, 2 pages, so I think this should be 3 pages. That's the arrow. The arrow is because when I cut the fabric, I was really paranoid I was gonna put it down, start in the, do it like that, you know. This is, I'm doing 498, DMC 498, and then the fabric is a 32 count cream linen from Charles Craft. I got like 2 yards of it off eBay for 20 bucks a while back, and I mentioned in the past I got the chart off Stash and Load for like 6 bucks, so this is definitely an inexpensive project, which is nice. Kind of did that because I wasn't sure how far I'd get on this thing. I didn't want to feel guilty if it ended up not being my thing, but I am enjoying it. It's fun. It helps like having other people work on it and be excited about it too. But yeah, so that's nice. I just doing the top border. I look forward to doing other parts of it too. So that's the progress I've had since I last saw you. Those are my 3 whips, but I have one more whip that I haven't worked on since I last saw you. That's Tapestry by Ink Circles. This is where I am right now. It's the same place. I think this is where I was last time I saw you. Last time you saw it. And I do love this one. I just haven't had an opportunity to work on it. I tend to work on projects for a good chunk of time at it. So I think I don't plan on doing New Year, New Start. So I'm thinking I might kind of treat this as my New Year, New Start, even though it's an existing whip. I don't want more than 4 whips. And any projects that you have seen me work on that haven't become finishes and weren't in those 4 whips are give-ups. That's all I'm going to say. No reasoning, I just don't want to work on it anymore. So those are my whips. And I actually really love all 4 of them. And that's how I want it to be because it gives me something to look forward to at the end of my day. But yeah, so I like those. Like I said, I'm not going to do New Year New Start. I'm going to go into 2017, just continue to work on my whips. I think I don't have any rules about number of whips, but I do think what I'm most comfortable with is having one huge long term, like the Big Red Ship of Life, and then having a smaller one, which would be like Away We Ride, and then having what I would consider a large one, which is Angelica or Tapestry. So if I finish, say, Angelica, I don't plan on starting a new one right away, but if I change my mind, then I change my mind. It doesn't matter. All right. So that brings us to my meetup. I was going to say haul, but I'm not ready for that yet. Need some water. Excuse me. It's been a while. So if you haven't heard by now, we did a meetup here in our Northern California area, and let's see, it was Becky and Rose and I had met before, which I told you about before. And so we arranged to meet up, and Vonna Pfeiffer was in the area from Indiana, and she's on a road trip. I'm pretty sure she came just to meet me, but that's not what she says. So Vonna came, and then Jen, I'm glad Jen came. She wasn't sure if she could make it, but Jen from Delicious Threads came. That was awesome. And 2 lovely ladies that do not have Flosstube videos, but are on Instagram, and I'm going to link them down below. Maddie and Michelle, and you should definitely check out their Instagrams because they're active on Instagram. I'm going to link mine down below too. I do updates on there sometimes. I find I prefer doing Instagram picture updates over Facebook, just because, I don't know, something about Facebook. I feel like there's so many people, I get like shy, but I just find it easier to put on Instagram. And people are always so nice on Instagram, so join us if you haven't already. Anyway, so Michelle, Maddie, Vonna, Rose, Becky, Jen, and I met up at Needle in a Haystack in Alameda, which is an awesome store. They cater to all stitchers. Insert picture here. That's some 32 count even weave. They have, yeah, so they have a great shop. I've talked about them before, but the highlight was meeting up with the ladies and gabbing away. And due to some unfortunate clothing, fittings, I did expose my butt crack to Becky. Insert picture right here. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna insert a picture, you guys. God, so immature. But no, we were. She did point it out before pictures were taken, so it was all good. She's a good friend. No, anyway, it was a lot of fun, and I don't know. It's so hard to like express what it's like. I really, for those of you who haven't had an opportunity to meet up with other Stitchers, I'm sorry. I hope you do get the opportunity. I don't want to be like rubbing it in, but it really was like, it was one of my highlights of 2016 for sure. If you're wondering what Vanna's like in person, she is just as cool as she is in her videos. No dirt there. Sorry. They're all as awesome as they come across. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had some laughs, and we got to, we did some shopping. I didn't do any stitching. I didn't even bring stitching because I knew that wasn't going to happen. But yeah, so that was an awesome time. I will show you my haul from there. What else can I tell you about those guys? Just a good time. It's so nice to like get together with a group of people and talk about stitching and Flosstube, because it's so funny. I watch Flosstube and stitch every day. That's what I do. Like, that's how I end my day, my winding down. And yet no one in my life here like does that. So just want to talk to you about it. So it's fun to get together and talk about all the videos we love and the people we love, and say nice things about everyone, and talk about the projects we like and what we like to stitch and all that. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah. All right. That brings us to haul. So I will just do needle in a haystack first. I got something that I've been eyeing for a while, and I finally decided to pull the trigger, and that is this booklet from Blackbird Designs, Home for the Holidays. It's basically reprints of some of their older Christmas patterns. The main design that I wanted this for is, let's see, hold on, Christmas Garden. Isn't that pretty? Oh, love that. Yeah, so that's my favorite, but I'll do a quick flip through and just show you guys what's in here. This is not out of print, it's available, so this is Home for the Holidays, or like an ornament. Have you guys seen Vanna's homemade ornaments? She has like hundreds of them, and I confess when she showed them, I was like picturing myself as the Grinch, when he goes into Whoville and he's like taking all the ornaments off the tree. So I don't know. Maybe if I get a ticket to Indiana, and then I'll just swoop by Stephanie's and grab that Brooks Books, and I will have a beautifully decorated home. This is A Blessings Be Thine. It's a lot of letters. And then there's some series of stockings. Poinsettia. My Heart is Home. Oh, that's really pretty. As if I haven't seen these before. Gift basket. Holly and Ivy. Decorating the tree. Oh, it's a lot of finishing. This is the meadow. It's kind of tiny, a little tiny like pin cushion. Oh, that's a better picture. And this one is pretty. Vanna said she's working on this one. This is 'Tis the Season. That is really pretty. You could do it short like that. Yeah, so I love this. I'm very excited about that. I totally skipped Christmas this year as far as stitching goes. Didn't stitch any gifts, didn't stitch any ornaments. I don't know. I don't know. I also got the Christmas ornament issue. And finally, can't shop without buying Plum Street. I've got the Addams Family. Try it again. There we go. So cute. So that was my needle in the haystack haul. That was in November. In September, I bought a few patterns off of eBay. The seller had 55% off area, and I found 3 Plum Streets I liked, so I bought them. This is Victor and Irina. Peace leave with you. They're so cute. And then these two are adorable, and maybe partially just because of their names, Olga and Boris. There's Boris. I'm glad I got these 55% off because I was thinking I could stitch them together without the alphabets, just the dog and the cat. I think that'd be pretty cute. So that was my eBay haul. And then, let's see, when was this? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. So Tracy P kind of spoiled me. She had bought something online, and it wasn't exactly what, well, just due to some allergies, it just didn't work out for her. And I said, well, I've bought that stuff before. I was hoping to buy some more. I will just buy it off you for what you paid, and you won't have lost any money, and I will have gotten something I wanted anyway. And so she sent it to me. And then she also threw in a bunch of patterns, which she really didn't need to do. It was very sweet of her, and now I have haul. She sent me some Country Cottage and Little House Needleworks patterns. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're very cute. This is an Ink Circles. This is cute. Lizzie Bennett and Mr. Darcy by Lily Violette. The Raven's Roost by the Good Housewife. That's really cool. Long Dog Samplers. I don't know how that's pronounced. It's very colorful. And this is Stacy Nash, who I love. House of Berries, Chapel Road, Turkey Hollow Farm. I have another one from this series. It's Miss Brewster's house, I think. So the chickens running around. So cute. And I think this was my favorite, and I think she wants it back, but sorry. Scarlet House, Christmas at Holly House. How pretty is that? Look at those bricks. Oh. There's fruit on top of the house. Why not? Love it. Thank you so much, Tracy. You're so sweet and generous. I said I'd lend her the chart, and she said if I sent it to her, she would not return it. So, and then, it's the worst when you do it all at once. This is reason enough to do videos closer together. Okay, so, there was this point when 123 Stitch happened to have 3 patterns I desperately have wanted that are all large patterns. They were all on sale at the same time. They were 20% off, which is basically free, right? So I just said, you know what, screw it, I have the money, I'm just going to buy these now and not stress about them going out of print, and I'll just dream about stitching them one day. So, without further ado, this is Paradise Lost by Plum Street Samplers. Nice Adam and Eve. I love the animals. This is The Flood by Plum Street Samplers. Again, really cute animals. I just love it. I just love the way the clouds and the rain, all of it. And then, gosh, this was probably #1 on my wish list when I first like for over a year, and I finally bought it. This is Inspiration by Rosewood Manor. You know, I love me some Rosewood Manor. This is just beautiful. Not much more to say about that. Whenever you see advertised, it says Inspiration and then parentheses 30 pages. I'm not gonna, show you the details, but just to give you an idea, the pages are not like full pages, and they print it pretty large, and she puts the key on each page. So don't be too intimidated. And some of the pages are just one column. But it's beautiful. And let's see, the stitch count is 230 by 290, so it's large, but it's nothing like insane. And then there's a little bit of 1/1 in the middle. Yeah, it's beautiful. So one day I'll get to work on those. So Black Friday, I went a little crazy with the needle minders at Delicious Threads, but I'd been waiting for a while to buy any, and I'm glad I did. She had a sale, and she has so much cute stuff in there, you guys. So I got this boxer. I got one of those, what do you call it? Death head moths, whatever, from Silence of the Lambs and Wine Forever. Penguin, this is matches, but it reminds me of the book imprint penguin that I love. Pretty Mermaid. This is a free snowflake you got with your order. Cute cat. Delicious Threads, I'll link below just to be safe. That's Jen. Jen, the awesome Jen. I like that cat. I like the gargoyle. He's gonna go with Away We Ride. And then, yeah, butterflies and moths. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Jen. I love these, and now I can start using them because I've shown them in my haul. And then I found this shop on Etsy called Mothership. It's called Mothership Shop. And they sell magnets, but I decided to buy a few of them to use as needle minders because they make me smile. This one's Michael Scott. Buddy the Elf. And Stefan from Saturday Night Live. He knows the hottest places in Manhattan. And they're thin like that. They've got those big magnets on them. And I don't really know what they're made out of. But they work as needle minders. And they're $4 each, and I love them. Finally, I got my Pictures Plus fabric. Oh, that was so exciting. Worked so hard to be so patient. Normally I wouldn't show you fabric I got, but everyone shows their Pictures Plus order, and I love seeing it. So the first one I got is Twilight, a 32 count Belfast. It's just beautiful. I just needed a piece because it's beautiful. That's the only reason I can give you for buying this. I don't have anything in mind, but I have like plenty of patterns that I think would look good on this. One I keep thinking of is the Spirit of Christmas, the one that Miss Oh So Crafty's working on, the Santa. I have that one. I think this would be a good color, but there's a bunch of others. This is Huntress in Belfast, 32 count. Tracy P had gotten this a while back, and I just love it. It's like this rich purple. And I was kind of thinking, the one I was thinking I would do on this is Lady of the Thread. So we'll see though. I don't want to do it on black though. I think it looks a little dated that way, but I think she looked good on this. Sorry, I need to fold these. Kind of matches. Whew. And then this is 36 count Edinburgh in Dapple, which I knew about from the lovely Kelly at the Evergreen Needle. It's a beautiful gray color. I'm sure you've seen this on her channel. I think she's used it in a couple things. I got this for Halloween at Hollyberry Farm. It calls for 35 count R&R reproduction linen in 18th century rook. and they used walnut, you know, to the whatever you call it. Anyway, they like stained it and stuff. I probably won't do that, but I thought it would look good on this. That's now fully kitted, which is exciting. I gathered the threads over time, but it's calls for 1/2 on 35 count. I like 2/2 on 36 count, but I don't really want to buy double the threads. And finally I got Chime in 36 count Edinburgh, and this is a light yellow. I don't know if it'll show up, but I think Katie's Stash Queen's doing her medieval town mandala on this. But I got that for spring delivery by Plum Street Samplers, which is another one all kitted, and it's like crazy to me that I'm doing something with these pinks in it, but I just think this pattern's so cute. And I am going to do the horse in blue instead of the gray that it's charted for. So that's this one. So yeah, it's really exciting. So now I'm just like, now I've got a couple here that are fully kitted that I really want to be working on, but I don't want to start them and not get to work on them. Oh, and this Huntress, the only other thing I was thinking was after seeing Gerald the Ginger Stitcher working on the Crowns of the Kingdom, I was watching his video and all of a sudden it dawned on me that it would just look so beautiful on this fabric, but I don't have that pattern. I'm doing Stitch from Stash, but I will have a $25 a month budget, so you never know what could happen. Oh, and one other one I got. Oh well, it's somewhere, but it's Jack's Bash from Plum Street Samplers. Where did I put that? I'll just pause 1 second. Okay, so Jack's Bash from Plum Street Samplers. It says, here in the rough and autumn bower, the knobby gourd and bitter flower, we merry make and sing hooray to our friend Jack on his birthday. I've been wanting this for a long time, but for some reason I was determined to get it for a good price. I mean, I could have just bought 1-2-3 Stitch, but I wanted it cheaper, I think because I own so many Plum Street now. And then someone posted it on eBay all kitted up, but it was too close to like a regular price for me. And then she discounted a bunch to get rid of it, and so I got the whole kit with the fabric and threads it calls for. Again, it's 30, this one's 36 count, and the 35 count 1/2. I do prefer 2/2, so we'll see, but I'll try to do the 1/2 because again, I don't want to have to buy all the threads. This is what the fabric looks like. I think that's it. I know I did books last time, but since it's been 3 months, I've read quite a few books, which is great, but I didn't want to take advantage and do like an entire, I don't know, you know, do a half-hour review of all the books I read. So I will try to do the videos more regularly and then add back books. And I just started a nonfiction book, so I probably won't finish that one for like a year. Trying. I don't know about you guys, but like fiction, yes, keep going. I'm just turning those pages. I love it. Nonfiction, I want to know the information in the book, but it's really slow going for me. Like I read 10 pages and like I can't keep my eyes open. So I'm trying. We'll see how that goes. What else? Holidays. Yay! I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Be kind to yourselves. Be patient with yourselves. And yeah, a month from now, we'll be halfway through January already. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I'm enjoying all your videos and your posts and your beautiful whips. And my best friend and I say have a very Merry Christmas if that's what you celebrate. Have a Happy New Year. And we'll be back later. All right, bye guys. Hi. There's no frog. Come here. Can't see you. Oops. Hi. Did people said nice things about you last time, even though you were a bad boy. He yawns when he's annoyed, so he yawns like 50 times a day. Dusty? Could you do something interesting or cute, polite? That's me. That's me trying to give you a nudge to do something. Yeah. Sweet.